Hello kids. So in the last class, we have done the questions on selling price, cost price, profit and loss scenarios, including the overhead charges also in few cases. And now in today's class, we are going to do exercise 2D, where we have a variety of questions on different operations. So when I say operations, that means mathematical operations, which are addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. These are called as mathematical operations. Okay. So in this exercise, we have combinations of these questions, and most of these questions you already know, you have done in the previous classes. So let's start today's class. Okay. So the first question here is, Mr. Shenoy had rupees 3,25,765 and he borrowed rupees 1,12,700 to buy a new car. So this is the amount he already had. This is the amount he borrowed to buy a new car. How much did the car cost? So what we have to find the cost of the car. So this is a very simple question. This is the amount he already had. I'm writing in words also in few questions. So what we have to write here is amount of money Mr. Shenoy had is rupees 3,25,765, and then amount of money he borrowed, okay, is rupees 1,12,700. And what we have to find out? We have to find out the cost of the car. So if he had this much of money, he is borrowing more. That means the cost of the car will be the sum of these two amount. Okay. So the cost of car will be this amount plus this amount. So I'm adding it here. This is 5. This is 6 here. 7 plus 7 is 14. 5 plus 2, 7 plus 1, 8. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Okay. So this amount is 4,38,465. This is the cost of the car. This is the very simple question. Okay. Next question is, okay. Let's go through it. A chef has to bake 5 cakes for dessert at a party. She uses 7 250 grams of flour for these. So a chef has to bake 5 cakes and she is using this much quantity of flour for these. If she empties all the flour packets into one large bowl and then divide it equally into 5 smaller bowls, because she has to bake 5 cakes, then how much flour will go into each cake? So what has been said here is that a chef has to bake 5 cakes. This is the total amount of flour she is using, and then what she has to do is this total amount of flour she has to distribute equally in 5 smaller bowls, because she has to bake 5 cakes. So how much flour will go into each cake? So let's do this question. I'm writing here is number of cakes chef has to bake. Chef has to bake is 5. Okay. And total amount of flour she has. Total amount of flour she has is, it is 7 250 gram packets. That means 7 250 grams. 1 packet of 250. Similarly, she is taking 7 packets of 250. So if we multiply, it will become 0. 7 multiplied by 5 is 35. 7 into 2 is 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is this grams. Okay. So this is the total amount of flour. Now, what she has to do is she has to divide this flour into 5 smaller bowls. And then how much flour will go into each cake? So we will write here amount of flour in each bowl will be 1750 divided by 5, right? It will be divided by 5. So when you divide it by 5, you will get 5 is 1 will come, 5 multiplied by 3 is 15, 25 in this. So answer will be 350 gram. This is nothing but the general division I have done. Okay, we have already done the this fraction parts, the division part in our previous classes, so we know how we have to do it. What we have done is I'm dividing 1750 with 5. 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. 2 5 is 25. Okay, and then this 0 will go here, so this is 350 grams. I hope this is clear. Again, I am repeating. The total number of cake to be baked is 5. Total amount of flour is 7 250 gram packets. That means 1750 grams in total. And then we have to divide it equally into 5 bowls. Okay. In each bowl, it will be 350 grams. Next. Okay. Answer number 3 we will do. The odometer on a van showed 53,811 kilometer in the beginning of the October. So basically, kids, we have seen in cars and vehicles, this is the device which shows that how much kilometer per vehicle has covered already. Okay, so there is a van whose odometer is showing a reading of this, that from the starting of the year till October, it has covered this much amount of distance. Okay, so I'm writing simultaneously distance. If we break down a question into smaller steps and write down the statement side by side, it is very easy to do the maths questions. So I'm writing all the statements as we are going through it. So it is the distance covered by van till October. It is 53,811. And next is after being used for 3 months, means from October, November and December. These 3 months it's being used, and now it is showing the reading of 84,209. I can write here distance covered by van till December is 84,209. Okay, so within these 3 months they have traveled, the van has covered the distance of difference between these two. If we want to understand, if we want to know that what is the distance covered by a van in 3 months, it will be the difference of these two. This is general mathematics. Now if it had traveled 21,614 kilometer in October and November, then what distance did it cover in the month of December? Okay, so now what it is saying is the distance covered by the van in October and November combined is 21614. Sorry kids, we have to write the units also simultaneously. This much kilometer, we have to find the distance traveled by the van in December. This is our question. So let us try to do this question. Hmm. See, so first of all, what we have to do is we have to find the distance which is traveled or covered by this van in these 3 months. Okay, so I'm writing here the distance covered by van in October to December, that is in 3 months, is 84,209 minus 53,811. This is simple. See, so from the starting till October, this is the total distance. From the starting till December, this is the total distance. So that means the change in the distance in these 3 months, October, November, December, we can find out by the difference of these two. So let us calculate. This is 84,209 minus 53,811. This is 9 minus 1, 8. 10 minus 1 is 9. 11 minus 8 is 3. This is 0 and this is 3. This is 30398. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Now, this is the distance in covered by the van in this 3 months. Now what we are given is October, November, December. The total distance covered in these 3 months is 30398, which we have just taken out. Also, what is given to us is the distance covered in October and November, means the distance covered in these 2 months. This is 21614. So, and what we have to find out is the distance covered in December. So, this is simple. We are given the total distance of 3 months. We are given with the total distance of 2 months. And what we have to find is the distance covered in the last month. So, how we are going to find? I am writing here distance covered in December is the distance in October, November, December, that is 30398 kilometers, minus the distance covered in these 2 months. Okay, and again we can solve it. If we will subtract these two, we will get 4, 8, and then 7, 8. So if we subtract these two, we will get this as answer. 8784 kilometers. This is general subtraction. So I hope this is clear. This was a good question. Now, okay, so this question I'm going to solve here only. It says Suraksha's website has 23,450 visitors in 1 month. So there is a girl named Suraksha. She has a website which is having this many amount of visitors. Okay, and that was 2300 visitors less than what Varun's website had. And then we have to find out how many visitors did Varun website have. Okay, so Suraksha's website has 23450 visitors, and it is 2300 visitors less 2300 visitors less than the Varun website. That, and we have to find how many visitors that Varun website has. So it's very simple. Varun website has 2300 visitors more than this because she was having less. That means if we add these two, this will give us a number which will tell us the visitors in Varun's website. So this is 0, 5, 7, 5 and 2. Okay, again I am repeating, we know the visitors in Suraksha's website and we know it is 2300 less than Varun. So that means if we have to find the Varun, we have to just add 2300 to Suraksha's website and we will get the visitors in Varun website. So this is the way we have to do calculation in this question. Okay, now the last question I am solving here. Okay, it says A school audio-visual room has 12 rows of chairs and each row has 12 chairs. And then if two more chairs are added to each row, how many chairs will be in the audio-visual room? Okay, so let us do this question. This is the last question of the exercise. It says that there is one audio visual room. It has 12 rows of chair. So that means this is row 1, this is row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5 up to row 12. So it has 12 rows. Rows are horizontal lines, yeah, like this. So these are 12 rows. And next, each row has 12 chairs. That means each row has 1, 2, I'm writing C1, chair 1, chair 2, and so on till 12. And same as here. Okay? Same as here, same as here, same as here. So now we can calculate that how many chairs are there in all. 12 rows and each row has 12 chairs. So that means total number of chairs is total number of chairs. Earlier it was 12 multiplied by 12 because each row has 12 chairs. Number of rows are 12 and chair in each row is 12. And chair in each row is also 12. So 12 multiplied by 12 will give us total number of chairs 144. But this was earlier. Now, next what has been done is, if two more chairs are added to each row. So here now number of rows are same. Okay. Number of rows are same. That is 12. But two more chairs are added in each row. But now number of chairs in each row is increased. In each row is increased. It's become two more added. That is 12 plus 2. It is 14. Earlier there were 12 chairs and now we are adding more chairs to it. So when more chairs are added, we can say C13, C13, C14. Two more chairs. Same here, same here, same here. In all the 12 rows, we are adding two more chairs here. And now what we have to find out is what is the total number of chairs now. So now total number of chairs are increased, right? Because we are adding two more chairs in each row. Total number of chairs is 12 multiplied by 14. Okay, 12 is the number of rows and 14 is the number of chair in each row. So this is 12 into 14 and when we multiply it, it will become 14 multiplied by 2 is 28. 14 multiplied by 1 is 14. This is 168 chairs. So this is 168 chairs in all. Okay, so this was the last question of this exercise, kids. And please practice all these questions yourself at home. And if you have any confusion, please ask me. And in the next class, we are going to pick up the last exercise of this chapter, that is exercise 2E. And I will see you in the next class now.